welcome back. Boating season is officially over. Season 3 is in the books with my boat. So I figured I would take this time just to go over a few things with the boat and what I did this year, what I had to replace. It's been a really good season. I have to admit the boat's run fantastic. But anyways, I'm going to go over some of the things and let's get started. We'll start at the front, work our way back. I had to replace the bow roller. Of course, you run into these problems usually when you're out and about and they break down. We changed out that roller. That is an easy fix. I will try to link everything up above for all the stuff that I've done, and that way you can go check it out if you want. So the bow roller, and then the one thing that was real interesting was the trailer bunks. I got nice new trailer bunks that I put together myself and then installed them. That crapped out on me when we were taking the boat out on the St. Clair River and it was late. We couldn't get it on the trailer because the bunk was kind of just flip-flopping in the wind. So we got that fixed up by strapping her down and doing what we could to get it in place. Got the boat on, no problem. It was good to go. And then, like I said, I made some new bunks, slapped them on. Of course, I ended up having to buy wood when it was at its highest cost, and I was not impressed, to say the least. So I also changed out the rubber on the wheels. The other ones were really bald. Like I was starting to get nervous driving around with them. So also had my rear tail lights crap out on me. So I went with some nice new LEDs. Those are awesome. You know how great it is not to have to keep changing bulbs? The one had a leak, so obviously it kept blowing them out all the time. Even though I unplugged my trailer lights, I still unplug my trailer lights even with the LEDs. Okay, the last thing I did on the trailer as well was bend the transom tie-down bracket. I wanted to reposition the buckle so it was out of the way of the tail light. The project came out pretty good. Just required a big hammer and some good wax, and yeah, got a great end result. I think that's it for the trailer part. It was the one thing that really needed my attention this year. Let me jump into the boat. I'll go over some other stuff. Had to really watch the funds this year. It was a really tight year, not working a lot, so I couldn't really spend the money I wanted on all the things that I wanted to make this boat just that much better. So I decided to do what I call the poor man upgrades. And, well, sometimes you got to improvise with what you have. So I don't know if you've seen before in any of my past videos, I had my Helix 7, which is at the front there. It's at the bow now. It was sitting right here, as you can see. That shadow out of the way. There's 4 holes there. It's where the ram mount was connected. It was in front of the Lowrance. The Lowrance was disconnected, so I decided to remove the Helix 7, reconnect the Lowrance. It does not have GPS. I also installed a mount for my cell phone to display my Navionics map, which of course has GPS and waypoints and all the stuff that I need. And I did this because the phone wouldn't fit in this spot, which is meant more for a smaller phone. It works fantastic in conjunction with that, so I can get my depths and see what's going on underneath. I can get all my waypoints and maps on here. It's a great combination. Let's show you the mount. The mount, right there, that's all it is. This is one of the cheapest things you'll buy. Got that off of Amazon, it's just a cell phone mount. Use 3M tape to fasten it on there. Perfect. So now I've got a unit up here. It's got GPS, so I can mark all my waypoints and go where I need to go. And to get this all moved up here, really, what did this cost me? But just buying a bracket for the trolling motor to put my transducer on. Look at that. That's it. For all this move, that was all I needed to spend. Again, trying to save money where I can save it. I wanted to buy, like I said, new units, but we weren't going to have any of that, so. I also had to replace the blade on the Minn Kota. It was getting pretty banged up, so I decided to change it out. Went with a weedless wedge. It works fantastic. I had this boat in some pretty thick stuff, and we navigated through there pretty good, which was nice. Not very expensive by any means. I also wanted to change out that Minn Kota Edge 45. Wasn't gonna happen because you start looking at the price of trolling motors. For me to get more power, I got to go to a 24-volt system. That will require me to get 2 new batteries, something I was not prepared to do, because I really was looking at getting some lithium batteries instead too, because they're half the weight, and anytime you can get your weight down on the boat, less weight is better. This boat with just me on it, it runs fantastic. Like I said, I can push, I've had it up to 37 miles per hour by myself. So you put a second person in, you might shave another couple miles per hour off, but she still goes pretty good. Third person, it bogs down a bit. Usually got to get a person to sit right here on the front deck just to get the bow down, so she'll get up on plane, and then it goes pretty good. I was going to change out the prop, but I didn't want to lose any horsepower on the top end, so I decided to just leave what I had on there, because if I'm pushing 36, 37, it's more than adequate. I guess if you're going to be carrying a lot more weight, maybe the 4-blade prop's the way to go. But I mean, if you want to check out specs and stats and things like that, there's some guys that have done videos on it on YouTube. Just look it up and see what you think. But at the end of the day, I finally decided just to keep what I had on, because a lot of times I'll be fishing by myself too. So my overall opinion of the boat, it's been fantastic. 3 seasons now with it. This is the 2015 model. If you're here to find out more stuff, you can check out some of my other videos I've done on the boat. But like I said, it's still pretty bare bones. There's guys that really have done a nice job upgrading their boats with new units and trolling motors and like everything that you would love to have on a boat. But for me, I've kind of got my hands tied with everything that's been going on, so I have to do what I feel is best for me right now. And as long as I'm catching fish, hey, that's all that matters. And this boat has had its share of memory of catching fish and lots of good times. So we can talk about a couple other things. Let's talk about a couple other things. Some of my favorite parts is, the storage compartments, which hold a ton of stuff. And my all-time favorite, my rod locker. You can put a bunch of poles in here, let me tell you. It is awesome. I've got even an 8-footer in here as well. It fits pretty good. That's my one musky rod, but both this one and this one are lockable. So a little peace of mind when you're out and about. You got your live wells here and right here, and some storage there. And under that butt seat, there's some more storage there too. So there's plenty of places to stick things, even under the seat as well. Under this seat. This boat's well equipped, especially for an entry-level boat. This is you can't go wrong. You really can't. It's a great boat to get you out on the water. How much I've absolutely enjoyed my time with this boat. And she still fires up first go. Mind you, I get it winterized each year too. The carpets have held up pretty good. The seats have been all right. Just a little tear I got in the seat right there that I fixed up with some Gorilla tape and a little piece of gray tape just to get the color. But that was just, something that happened already a year and a half ago, and it's held up pretty good. I used a piece of clear Gorilla tape, and it's kept it from getting out of control. So I'm sure at some point that seat will have to be fixed. One of the other things I did too was I had to replace the ignition switch. I got a video on that as well. That crapped out on me when I was out Lake St. Clair. I think I was about 8 kilometers out, and that was not cool. Something that had to be done. It was an easy project, and that didn't cost me a whole heck of a lot either. Would I recommend people to buy a boat like this? For an entry-level boat, absolutely. You can't go wrong. You could pretty much go anywhere with it. I've even had it out on the big water and bounced around pretty good out there for all the waterways I've been on, and it's handled extremely well. I've stored it inside the whole time I've had it, so the floors and everything have held up pretty good because I've kept it dry. That's about all I got for you. If you got any, any comments, please leave them down below. If you got any suggestions, please just leave them down below. I always welcome the comments. So, well, that concludes my little rundown on the boat. Hopefully you found this useful in some way, shape, or form. But anyways, I'm going to head out. I'm going to leave with a little music video here at the end that you can check out and show the experiences of the boat and some of the fun I've had with it. So you take care, everyone. Tight lines.